Welcome to the VedaFoods Health Show with Dr. J. Apte. Welcome, Dr. J.
Thank you. How are you, Carly, today?
I am doing wonderful. I'm so happy that you're doing much better.
Excellent, yes. I feel so much better, but it took 2 weeks to completely get rid of all that congestion and cough.
And we were talking about that a little bit the other day, too, that just because we are into health and eat healthy foods and you practice Ayurveda does not mean we're impervious to getting sick on occasion. It happens. We're human.
Exactly. And maybe that also gives me the tip that when I tell all my clients what to do, I have to follow that too. Otherwise, it catches me also.
I think one of the old saying is that doctors and nurses make horrible patients because we know a lot of things. I like to say I know some things that I don't know at all, thank God, because I'm always learning.
That's right. You know, there is also the saying that people who know it but who don't do it are equally bad.
Exactly.
So you have to bring everything into action. Then only you are going to see the result.
Action steps are everything.
Yeah.
So today I thought, since we were talking about a lot of Ayurvedic things, I would like to actually talk about Ayurveda a little more detailed and for you to explain what the word Doshas means. Because a lot of people have no clue what that means, and I probably didn't even say it right.
No, you said it perfectly. That it's called Doshas. So that is the fundamental difference, Carly, between conventional medicine and Ayurveda. Conventional medicine is about the physical body, right? And all the systems in the body and all the organs in the body. But Ayurveda goes even deeper than physical body, and Ayurveda focuses more on three natural energies. And think about it, Ayurveda is the science of nature. So what happens in the nature reflects in our body too. It is so funny to observe. Do you know how much is water on the earth? About 65-70%. How much is water in our body? 65-70%. How much is water in one cell? 65-70%. So the actual quantity may be different, but the proportion is same. So we exactly reflect nature within us. That's what we call Mother Nature. So energies which control the changes in the Mother Nature, in the environment, same three energies work in our body too. That is very fascinating to see. So, for example, when we talk about the seasons, it's always the summer season, spring, summer, and fall and winter, right? During spring, what happens? It rains a lot, or there are a lot of floods, or the snow is melting. So, there is more moisture in the nature. That in the nature, we call it more the moon energy or the water energy. Then comes the summer. It's more, everything is so hot. The temperature is like beyond 100 degrees and all. And the sun is shining very brightly. So the sun in the nature is that heat element in our body. And when we transition to fall and winter, the weather becomes very cold and windy. So the weather is kind of affecting us. So the three energies, the sun, the moon, and the wind in the nature reflect in our body. The moon is the we call as a kapha dosha, the water energy. The sun or the heat we call pitta dosha, the fire energy in our body. And the wind energy we call as a vata dosha, that is the wind energy, the moving energy. So these are the three energies or we call three doshas based Ayurveda is based on. And Ayurveda gives us such a great tool to look at our health through these three doshas. And Carly, do you know it is so important when we look at the individual, we say, oh, she looks so much like Vata or Pitta or Kapha dosha. And everything, our looks and our likes and our personality, everything is showing or manifesting all these Vata and Pitta and Kapha energy in our body. So that is kind of the basic concept and simple definition. When these three doshas are in balance, unique balance, we are healthy. When these doshas go out of balance, we have some health issue or we have some health problem. So simply, when you bring those imbalanced doshas back to their original balance, we become healthy again.
So I thought it'd be fun to, one, at the end, I would like to put like the link. I'll put a link in the blog as to where they can go take the test to find out whether they're Pitta, Vata, or Kapha.
Exactly.
And I thought for today, why don't we pick one of them and go into a little more detail.
More in detail.
So what are you? I'm primarily Kapha and I have some Vata. I'm not Pitta at all. And I know I've been told that there's a primary, and then your primary is what you want to focus on, and then usually we all have traits of all of them, but however we stick to the primary and then a little bit of our secondary.
That's right. But Carly, before we go there, let me also tell people that we all are so different, right? We always talk about what is kind of common, one size fits all. And Ayurvedically, one size doesn't fit all because everybody is so unique. And since these days, nobody talks about this unique mind body type. We talk about blood type and we talk about so many other types, but nobody talks about this body type or body constitution. And Ayurveda's first concept is knowing each individual body constitution because that tells you so much about you. You tells us why you think certainly. Let me give you an example. Suppose we are flying to Chicago for our meeting and the flight gets delayed because of the weather and all. Few people get so furious and angry and they go to the counter and start fighting with the travel agent and say, what's wrong with this? You find me the ticket. I want to be in Chicago at this time, right? And there are few people, they run all around to the different terminals, different airlines, and they're trying to find the ticket if that flight can take them to Chicago. And there are the other third type, and few people say, yeah, we understand that happens many times. Tell me where is the ice cream shop. So they are very cool, kind of calm, happy-go-lucky people. So that we see every day in our life that every person is very unique. Every person is very different. And that uniqueness or that difference is because of the unique proportion of these three energies or three doshas. We talked about Vata, Pitta, and Kapha dosha. So let us today maybe we'll talk a little bit about Vata dosha first because Vata is the king of all these three doshas. So Vata dosha is like a wind, is the energy of movement. It moves our body. Because of the Vata dosha, we can do all these actions and functions and our heart is beating and we are breathing in and out. We are thinking, we are digesting all the food. Food is moving in our system. So everything, the energy of movement and action is represented by this Vata dosha. Okay, and that's why, because this is the energy of movement, Vata people who are predominant in Vata dosha, Vata energy, they are always, people are on the go. Few people are very skinny, but constantly on the go. They talk a lot, they walk a lot, they are doing a lot of hand gestures and all. There is, you see the movement everywhere. Even they're sitting down, then they're curling with their hair, or they are kind of stretching their neck or shoulders, or they are doing some fidgety movements with their hands and feet and all that. So that movement is built in those Vata people. But do you know the good qualities of that Vata? They are very creative. They are intuitive, imaginative. They are very artistic. Wonderful people. Wonderful art comes out of those people. And when I see very skinny, thin person with the long, thin, narrow fingers and all, and I tell that person, you are an artist. And they just look at me with awe and they say, how do you know that I paint or I draw or I write poems and all? I said, it's all written all over you. So this knowing your prakriti or knowing your proportion of these doshas is so important. So you can see how your inner talent, you can make the best use of that and excel in your career, excel in your life. Okay. Another important thing about these doshas is to know that we don't want to let them go beyond the balance, because then the tendency is these vata creative intuitive people, they start becoming, their mind becomes start restless, they cannot focus at work. They say, I cannot just pay attention to what's going on in the meeting. My mind is just running all around. My mind is at the sky high and I cannot focus. I don't know what everybody is talking about because I don't listen to them and all. So these are all the signs when Vata dosha is aggravated in the body. So it is good to know what is your predominant dosha, and it is important to keep that in control. And you may ask me the question, how can we keep it in control? How we can make the best use of all these hidden talents? Then, do you know everything in this world has unique qualities? Like when we talk about sun, it's hot. When we talk about water, it is wet, it's heavy. When we talk about wind, it is cold and it is dry and light. So those are the qualities built in us. And for example, this Vata dosha, predominant people are very lightweight, they are very skinny. You know, we all are shooting for the size 2 or 4. These Vata people are always very slim and slender, look very attractive, and they do hand gestures. They are the storytellers. They just tell you the story and they forget where did they begin. They just go in so much in tangent, but they are very kind of creative and talkative and all that. So the light, cold, and dry qualities are built in them, and that's why when these qualities go beyond control, the skin becomes so dry. They always complain, my skin is so dry and itchy. My lips are so dry. My eyes are so dry. My nose is so dry. I have a lot of dandruff in my hair. I get a lot of gas and bloating. I get constipated more often. And I get so much pain in the body and my joints hurt and this hurts and all. So those are all the signs tell us that this person's Vata dosha is out of control. Then the next step is, yeah, ask the question.
So one of the questions we were talking about,
Yeah.
your primary and your secondary. So how do they know, for example, like I know I'm predominantly Kapha, but I have a lot of Vata qualities. I'm very animated. I have all those, and I'm a water sign on top of that. So, but I know that I personally am not the slender, size, 2. I'm relatively big bone. So I would like people to understand, like you said, when they do those tests.
Yeah.
So at what level do they say, okay, this is my primary and this is my secondary, and how do they balance those two? How do they take the primary qualities of their prominent dosha, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then their secondary, how do they find that unique kind of blend, if you will? Is it more intuition that they kind of find that blend? That they see, they take the primary and that's the primary traits are the ones they focus on, yet they know they have these other qualities that are very strong, and then they balance those?
Okay, so let me answer your question. The first thing is there are so many questionnaires or tests. In every Ayurvedic book, you will come up with the test. But I would strongly recommend you and all our listeners to sit down with the Ayurvedic practitioner and then come up with your body constitution. Because when we go through that questionnaire, we are very subjective. Even if you are maybe medium build, but you want to lose few pounds, you will circle maybe I'm overweight and I'm this and I'm that. So your actual prakriti or body constitution may not be right. And then if you self-evaluate yourself and then start changing the diet, you will not see the result. And you will see Ayurveda doesn't work, but which is not right. You have to see, because many times what people do, they answer the questionnaire with what is happening recently. But the prakriti is what you are born with. So what is your general tendency over all your life? So when you sit down with the Ayurvedic doctor or Ayurvedic practitioner, you will know exactly what your predominant body constitution is. Okay? And when predominancy, every season, everything is under control of these three dosha or three energies. And when you mentioned about the primary and secondary, for example, if your primary is kapha, which you are saying, and your secondary is vata, then you will see during spring season, it is mainly the kapha predominant season. And the fall and early winter is predominantly vata predominant season. So your kapha problems will gear up or come to the surface during springtime, and your vata predominant problems you may experience during fall and winter time. So we can adjust. Ayurveda also is great on recommending seasonal diet, seasonal changes in our daily routine and all that. That we balance. Sometimes what happens, person's physical body is one type and their mind is different type. So few people's mind is very like a perfectionist in the present, very pitta mind, but their body may be vata or kapha. So there are different combinations possible. But today I was just wanted to tell you overall what are the main traits of vata dosha and how they can create that balance in their body. Okay. And let me give you one example. I really had one client and she was a very skinny person, but she wanted to participate in one beauty pageant. And her coach told her that she has to lose 15 more pounds. To begin with, she was very thin, and further, she wanted to lose 15 pounds. So, really look like a stick. But I said, okay, if that's your focus, that's your focus. But why she came to me? Because she was eating like a big bowl of salad for breakfast. She was eating 4 or 5 eggs plus a bowl of salad for lunch and dinner. And she was eliminating all the complex carbs because people always think in their mind carbs are going to make them gain a lot of weight. But what was happening because of her diet, eating salad and all is very raw, it's very cold. So it aggravates your vata dosha in the body. And we always say eating salad is good, but who is eating salad makes all the difference. Okay, so this person, this vata predominant person was bad for following this diet. And she said, Dr. J, I am almost losing my job because I cannot focus my mind on any meeting or whatever I am doing because mind getting restless, my skin is so itchy, I cannot stand still even for a moment. So I'm trying to achieve something, but on the other side, I'm losing my life. So that's what I was telling her that you have to live in this happy medium. What is happening in you? You are predominant vata dosha type, but you are doing everything to aggravate or imbalance your vata dosha with your diet, with your lifestyle. And that's why it is not helping you to focus, to stay focused and to feel grounded and to feel more clear and sleep sound at night. And I told her exactly because her dosha qualities are cold, light, and dry. So I told her instead of eating leafy green salad, you can eat root vegetables. You have to add just a little complex carb in your diet and just stay away from this ice cold water and drink and start drinking warm water. And Carly, to your surprise, within 1 month, she came and she said, Dr. Apte, now I'm getting my life back. I'm feeling that my vata is coming down and I'm feeling grounded. So I really don't care whether I've been in that beauty pageant or not, but I just want to continue my life, continue my job, and start enjoying my life. And when within 2, 3 months, when she took the herbs and changed her diet and all, she was completely normal. So she could prevent all this racing mind and palpitation in the heart and getting panic attacks and getting gas and bloated and constipated. So here what we are doing is creating the balance in her body so she can prevent most of the problems. And doesn't it make sense to prevent because it's always an ounce of prevention is worth the pound of cure.
Absolutely. What is that one quote that Ayurveda uses a lot about medicine? I
Yes,
can't.
I let my food be my medicine.
That's the one.
That's
Yes,
right.
it
And
is.
here, actually, eating the right foods. And we don't realize, we always always say general, yes, eating salad is good. But no, who is eating makes all the difference. It's not a question as who has the problem. In Ayurveda, it's not what is the disease, but who has the disease. Because everything changes.
So I'd love for you to share with everybody where they can go to find out more. So where can people find out more about you and what you do?
The best thing is just to call us call our office at 650-584-3123, or our website is www.hnwellness.com. So that's what I'm doing from morning to evening, helping people to find out what their body constitution is, what is their proportion of doshas, and to tell you the surprise, like I suppose, let me give you one more story. I had few patients coming with a headache, and when they leave my office, they get like a different combination of herbs. And few people were puzzled. They say, when we go to the doctor tells us to take Tylenol or take a leave for our headache. And when we come to you, why do we give us different herbal combination for the headache? And that because the cause of headache in each individual is different. So the girl we were talking about early, she was getting headache because she had lot of constipation and bloating. So I gave her herbs to help her to clean her bowel, and her headache went away.
So a couple things I figured, since we were talking about that particular water sign and dosha, what are some, I love herbs. So what are some herbs that are great for that body type?
Okay, it's a very good question. The best question, the herb for these people in Ayurveda is called Triphala. Tri means three, and phala is a medicinal fruit. And that Triphala formula is available everywhere, all the whole foods, all the natural stores and all, because it has become like a universal formula. Lot of people take that just to have good bowel movement, eliminate all the gas and bloating. But it more importantly, it is also the tonic to your mind. It is good for your digestive system, good for your body. It takes away lot of pain from the body. It takes away the headaches. It takes away the palpitation. So any person having this vata predominant, we tell them just take Triphala. And Triphala is available in different forms. You can get it in tablet form. You can take 2 to 3 tablets every day at night at bedtime. Or if you like the taste of the herb, then you can mix half teaspoon of Triphala in half cup of water and make a tea. Boil it for a few minutes and drink that as herbal tea. Any which way you take Triphala in the morning, you wake up, you go to the bathroom, you feel good, you feel like hugging everybody.
Now, since a lot of people may not understand that particular herb, can you spell that herb out?
Yes, it's Triphala. Tri is try, like three, and Phala, that is phala, is the Sanskrit word for the fruit, medicinal fruit. It's a combination of 3 medicinal fruits. So right now it will be too much for all our audience to know the names, individual names. But if they remember the word Triphala, they have done the great job. Another good name for the mind is Brahmi. Go to Kola.
I will make sure that when we do the blog post, we actually jot down the 3 that you're mentioning. So that'll be perfect in there. And what is another herb? You said there was
another good herb, and which is very popular herb, is called Ashwaganda. Ashwaganda good herb because it helps for the body pain. It helps to gain more energy, and it makes you feel more strong. And another best use of ashwagandha is helps you very sound, sleep soundly at night. That is always vata people. Vata people always say there's something happens at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I wake up, I keep thinking about it. And when at 6, 7 o'clock I want to get ready, I feel very sleepy. That is the typical complaint about insomnia in vata people. because again, there is an answer for everything in Ayurveda. When during the daily routine, 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, the Vata period begins. And that's why people whose Vata is very high to begin with, they are awake, wide awake, keep thinking about something, keep worrying about something, or they see a lot of dreams. So generally, person who complains about, I see a lot of dreams and I'm running around, I'm so fearful, I'm afraid of jumping, I see that in my dreams. That is typical of Vata dosha people.
I love that herb. That's one I actually use every day.
Yes, ashwagandha is really good. Triphala is good. Brahmi is good. Another good herb is called licorice. Lot of people know licorice. So licorice is also very demulcent. It keeps the body very moist and well lubricated. That's important. But the diet wise, Carly, all our listeners have to remember to stay away from dry foods like chips and popcorn and crackers and salads and ice cold water and all. That's not good for them. But drinking the 1 glass of lukewarm water and adding 1 tablespoon of sesame oil in it. Again, sesame oil has a warming effect on the body. They can even saute their vegetables in sesame oil. They can add 1 tablespoon of oil in their oatmeal or some porridge in the morning, and they feel so grounded and they are become like a happy people on the earth.
I love to cook stir fries with sesame oil, and I also love tahini. I would just take raw tahini
Yes,
and put it on a piece of toast, like sprouted
yes,
grain, nice sprouted piece of bread, and I just spread tahini on it. I love tahini.
excellent. You can also these days, a lot of people are into oil pulling. You might have heard about that. So in the morning, you just kind of take 1 tablespoon of sesame oil and swish it in your mouth from all the sides for like good 5-10 minutes. And when you spit it out, it's almost saliva. But you know, sesame being rich source of calcium, and it is being the oil, it is very lubricating. So it strengthens your gums and teeth and keeps your oral cavity very healthy. So this is a good habit of oil doing oil pulling in the morning. Again, sesame oil. Vata people always complain about their teeth problems, their gum problems, their bones, their hair, and all that. So sesame oil, adding maybe handful of sesame oil in their food, or maybe eating handful of sesame oils, sesame seeds as a snack, or adding sesame oil in their food is very, very beneficial for them.
Well, that's a great. Actually, I think we are definitely going to do an episode on oral health because I know
Yes,
Ayurveda, the art of pulling, is a
yes,
really good thing we can talk about.
yes.
However, for today, I think we'll end here so that way we don't overwhelm everybody.
Right,
A
yeah.
lot of knowledge, a lot of knowledge. I do want to let everybody know that if you have some questions you'd like answered on the show, you can email us at healthshowguest@vedafoods.com, and that'll also be in the blog. Thank everybody so much for joining us. And again, you can find out more about Dr. J at hnwellness.com. You can also go to vedafoods.com and learn more about very whole, all natural roasted grains, and it's diabetic friendly and it's sugar free. And like I said, it's all natural. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing they're producing there with their foods. So thank you, everybody. Look forward to next time. And thank you so much once again for joining me, Dr. J.
Thank you. And Carly, it's very important that all our viewers and listeners send us the questions. So what happens? We know what they want. You know, instead of we just giving so much information away, if they call us and send us questions, it will be very interesting for them to get the answers. That way, people are also get involved in this. So thank you very much and stay tuned for the future episodes.
Have a great afternoon, everyone.